So at the end of the month, my book is getting released, where I talk about how I got roped into Jehovah's Witnesses organisation in my teens, then what happened whilst I was in there, and then why I left, and then the process of recovery and deconstruction. So I primarily started writing this book back in 2018 to kind of process everything that had happened for over 2 decades, because I obviously spent 22 years as a Jehovah's Witness and haven't had sort of 14 and a half years before meeting witnesses. I kind of had to learn what normal is. And I don't know, obviously, for those who were born and raised as Jehovah's Witnesses and then left, it's different because I already had some of the background in like being just a normal person, not being in the truth, how Jehovah's Witnesses call themselves. However, I still found it really difficult to transition out of that mindset because obviously I was still quite young when I became a witness. So therefore in my book I do talk about like the psychology aspect of it all. Since I started studying psychology a while back, then I took a break and I went back to it a couple of years ago, and it's really helped me to make sense of like why somebody would be drawn to a religion like Jehovah's Witness or a group, what makes people stay, and then why leaving isn't easy, and like what the difficulties are when someone leaves and how that conditioning still stays stuck in the subconscious. Because when you leave, especially if you spend all your life in it, you have to rewire your social settings and like relearn how to be with people, how to act. And it's us ex Jehovah's Witnesses know how we were taught to be very trusting. Nobody ever lies. Well, they lie, but everyone's brother and sister. So you kind of walk out being very, very vulnerable to people around you, but at the same time, it's about letting go of that fear. And I do write about it as well, like the recovery, like the steps that I took. And I'm actually hoping it might help also other people who are either thinking of leaving and they're like kind of sort of left traumatized, so they don't really know what to do with themselves, how to function. So yeah, it's set for release end of this month. I will be putting a link in bio when it goes live, and I'm hoping it is going to be helpful for more than just ex Jehovah's Witnesses, but also for people who are just curious. And there's a lot of psychology in there because I'm very much about looking at patterns, case studying people, situations. Like, I'm always learning. And I think that's important as well in understanding what's happened and not blaming yourself for something that you didn't know. So yeah, I will answer also more questions about it, and we'll discuss more of the content that's in it that I feel would be helpful for my fellow ex Jehovah's Witnesses and also people who are just curious. Okay, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.